Hello and welcome to a very quick briefing on the Social Work Recruitment Day that you have been invited to. As part of this presentation, you'll hear about the individual elements that make up the Recruitment Day, and also what will be shared with you are some top tips of how best to succeed in terms of the Recruitment Day and hopefully get yourself a place on the programme. So, what will the social work interview day look like and how will it work? Well, the first bit of it is a written exercise. The second bit of it is a group work exercise. And the final part of it is an individual panel interview. And I'll be going through each one of these in detail. So for the written exercise, this consists of a 30-minute written exercise based on an article that you will receive beforehand. So it's important that you read the article. It's important that you make yourself aware of developments in social work, that you're reading the most up-to-date things so that you can add that knowledge to the article that you read and that you can present your ideas in a coherent fashion. The written test will last 30 minutes. You will have a copy of the article on the day when you come for interview, and please ensure that you've got a pen. We will provide the paper for you, but please ensure you've got a written implement so that you can actually write down your answers. So there will be a group work exercise, and that will involve up to 6 to 8 applicants altogether. And what you will receive is a topic that you are to discuss. And the purpose of the exercise is to look at your communication skills, and how you listen to one another and how you build on what other people have said. It is not a competition as to who can speak the most, but rather it is a listening exercise whereby you make relevant and useful contributions. And again, what you're supposed to do is evidence your skills and your knowledge in relation to social work, because that's what those who will be reviewing and scoring you need to see. So the final part of the recruitment day is the panel interview, and this will involve a social work academic and also a service user. That is a person who has been in receipt of social care services. Ahead of your interview, at least 5 minutes before, you will receive a copy of the questions. This will give you an opportunity to look at the questions and take on board what is being asked of you. And when you go into the interview, you will also have those questions with you so that you can look at and remind yourself of what is being asked of you. At the end of the interview, you will be expected to hand back the laminate version of the interview questions. And at the end of your panel interview, that is the end of the recruitment day for you. And what we will do is we will get in touch with you as to whether or not you have actually passed the interview. So in terms of the rest of this presentation, what it's going to do is to focus on some top tips that you can take on board ahead of coming for your recruitment day. So as said, the second half of this presentation really will focus on some top tips for each element of the recruitment day. So beginning with the written test. So we would encourage you to familiarise yourself with the role and responsibilities of social workers, whether that's across children, adults or the voluntary sector. It's important that when you're reading the article that will be sent to you, that you make some notes in relation to that article, and ensure that you've got a full understanding of what the article is covering. It's not a comprehension test in that sense. So yes, you are to understand what it says and have the main messages, but if you can add to those main messages with additional information that will be hugely beneficial to you. When you're taking the written test, which has said lasts 30 minutes, make sure that you manage your time well so that you have sufficient time to check your response to the questions and ensure that you don't have any glaring spelling or grammatical errors. And when you're writing your answer to the questions that are posed, and you need to realize that you will not have the questions beforehand, you will only have them on the day you sit the test, it's advised that you actually read the question at least 2 or 3 times so that actually when you respond, your response is pointed and on target. Make sure you plan your answer using a few key words so that what you write is both coherent and logical, and then once again make sure that you check your grammar and punctuation. So what are the top tips in terms of the group work exercise? Well, it's important that you read the question carefully and actually think about the answer from a number of perspectives. Ensure that when you do contribute to the group, that what you say is relevant and in keeping with the thread of the conversation that has been started by other candidates. And then finally, remember that the group work exercise is an opportunity to share your views. It's not a competitive forum. So finally, top tips for the interview panel. Obviously, as said, you will receive the questions in advance. You'll only have those questions for around 5 minutes, and then you'll go into the interview. It's important that you look at those questions, and you may wish to actually write down a few keywords that will help you answer the question posed. Never be afraid to ask the interview panel member to repeat the question. That helps you in the sense of being fully conversant with what is being asked for. And finally, try to ensure throughout the interview that you demonstrate your social care experience when answering certain questions. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the presentation, and we wish you the absolute best of luck, and we hope that you will be able to join us at NTU on our BA Social Work programme. Thank you once again.